Today, I'm going to show you one tip with every gadget in the finals. This isn't a basic video where I tell you what each gadget does. Instead, I'm going to show you how each gadget in the finals can be used in ways you might not expect. Some of these are pretty crazy, so make sure you watch till the end of this video. So let's say there's a player on a roof and I need to push him. I can easily just gateway onto him and kill him like this. So gateway can be used to push a player if they're isolated. Lots of lights make the mistake of placing their vortex randomly on the cash out. Now this is a problem because this vortex is not gonna work. Here's what I mean. So if I place it, I can still steal the cash out even with the vortex. Instead, what you want to do is you want to place your vortex slightly off so that this bubble you see pulls the cash out instead of keeping the cash out where it is. So when I pull this vortex, notice how it's gonna pull it and it's gonna be harder to steal. Always save your stun gun for the medium. So if you're holding a dead body and the medium comes to defib it, then you can stun the medium to cancel the res. Let's say there's gas on a cash out. I can use thermal bore to take out all the gas and then I can go and steal the cash out. If a team uses lots of goo, I can just use a thermal bore to light it on fire and then I can easily just clear out all the goo easily. So let's say you are fighting someone. If you throw a smoke on them and use your thermal vision, you will be able to see them through the smoke, but they won't be able to see you. It's always best to use it before pushing a team. So let's say I marked these two players and I know that this guy on the roof is isolated, so I can just push him and get the kill on him. So it just lets me know which players are isolated. You can combine breach charge with mines to set off mines remotely. So if a team is near your cash out and they don't set off the mines, then you can manually blow it up on them. I always see lights making the mistake of using both glitches at the start of the fight. Instead, what you should do is do a little bit of damage to the heavy, then throw your glitch. This is better because usually when a heavy is getting shot, they pull their mesh out. So this way you are basically pre-firing your glitch for when they pull their mesh out. Okay, so there are actually two ways to use flash. The first way is to aggro a player. So if I see a player here, I can just throw a flash at him. Boom, it explodes, and then I can get a free kill. Another way to use flash is, so let's say I get low, I can right click my flash and then I can use that to run away. So someone chasing me would get flashed. So frag works the same as the flash. So you just want to throw it at a player to aggro them. And then once it pops, you just go in. And then the second use of it would be to run away. So let's say I get low, I can right click it behind me and then someone who's chasing will die. Okay, so let's say a team demats your roof and they're about to push you from this hole. I can pre-throw my gas to prevent them from pushing that. So once they jump in, then they take a little bit of damage and then I'm able to kill them with this gas nade. Okay, so let's say I'm fighting two players at once. I could use goo to separate one of them and then I can take the 1v1 with one of them. And then that gives me time to fight the other player. So it's a great way to separate two players and take 1v1s. You can delete a sonar by punching it. So if an enemy team throws a sonar at you, you could just delete it by punching it and there is no sonar. So instead of throwing your sonars directly at a team, you could throw it to the side or maybe behind a wall. That way that you can mark them and they can't shoot your sonar out. So pyro is very similar to gas, but the difference is that gas takes a few seconds to work, while pyro just works instantly. So knowing this, since it works instantly, if I'm aggroing a player, I can just throw it right on them and it'll work right away. Another tip with the smoke is basically if you place it around a cash out and then you sit on top of the cash out, and if you steal the cash out while on top of it, teams usually won't see you. Oh my god, he doesn't see me. Bro, no. So another tip with smoke, let's say there is a gas and then you throw a pyro nade on it. So normally the pyro will just burn the gas, but if you didn't know, let's say I throw the gas and then I throw a smoke nade in the gas. Even if I throw a pyro nade in the gas, it doesn't burn it because of the smoke. But if I go in the smoke, it still does damage. So you could use smokes on top of gas to cancel pyros. So a lot of mediums make the mistake of placing an APS turret in the open. The problem with this is that it's easy to destroy, so pretty much anyone can see this. So instead, what you should do is place your APS turret in a better spot, like somewhere here, which is harder to see. So if I'm an enemy and I'm trying to destroy this APS, then I have to fully peek in to destroy it, and then that gives you free shots. Like let's say you're standing there, you can easily shoot me, so it's harder for me to destroy it. If you're fighting a heavy, your data reshaper can reshape an RPG mid-air, which will completely counter it. If you have time, it's always better to go for the manual res instead of using your defib. That way you could use it when you really need to, like when you are in the middle of a fight. Instead of placing your proximity sensors on the ground randomly, it's always better to put them in a hard to see spot, like maybe in the corner or maybe on top of windows or door frames. Okay, so let's say I'm an enemy and I'm about to push this house. If I open this door, I'm instantly going to see that, so I can destroy it. But if you put it in a good spot, if I push this window, I'm not going to see it, and then it'll ping me behind me. So it's always better to put it in a hard to see spot. If I want to move my cash out, I can move it with my jump pad. So for example, if I open this, I place my jump pad right above the cash out, and then I can use my D-mat to drop the jump pad and move the cash out. So if you do it correctly, it should look something like this. And boom, I can move the cash out like that. So let's say there's a cash out up there. I can use my zip line to get an unexpected angle on them. I can take the zip line and then I can jump off it and get free damage. So this is a good way to get an off angle on a team. Just keep doing this and you can get some damage in. Let's say a team is stealing a cash out. If I place mines above them and I D-mat it down, then it will blow up on them. So let's say this yellow thing is your cash out. It's always better to place gas mines under your cash out, because let's say a team is pushing you, they could just pop your gas mine beforehand and you wouldn't get to use it when you want to. So it's better to always place it under. That way when they do steal, you could pop it when you want to and then they have to get off. Glitch mines are very similar to proximity sensors. So instead of putting it in the open like this, it's better to put them in a hard to see spot like this. So if I'm an enemy and I push this, I'm not going to see it first, but when I push through, then I'm gonna see it. So it's better to put it in a spot where it's not easily visible. So let's say a player runs on my pyro mines. I can repeatedly goo him to keep him in that fire to then kill him. The anti-grav can be used to stall your cash out, so it puts it in the air. But if let's say an enemy team uses it on their cash out, you can shoot the bottom of it to disable it. Okay, what I don't see a lot of heavies doing is that they don't use their barricades for movement. So for example, I can't go up onto this ledge by itself, but if I use a barricade, then I can. Okay, so let's say a player is chasing me. I can quickly place my C4, and when he peeks it, I can instantly blow it up. So let's say you're trying to push a team on height, you could use your dome shield on the pad, so when you take it, the dome shield protects you mid-air. So if you didn't know, you can move the cash out with a lock bolt. So basically all you have to do is take any throwable item like a barrel. So I can place this barrel next to my cash out, and if I want to move my cash out, all I gotta do is lock bolt the barrel, which connects to the cash out, and then I can walk with the cash out. So I can use it to pull the cash out. If your light dashes with a barrel, it will go much further, but this is still one way you can move the cash out. It's better to use a RPG on a light rather than a medium, because lights have less health. So if I were to use it on a medium, mediums take longer to kill. But if I use it on a light, the light only has 50 HPs, so it's easier to kill rather than a medium. That's why you should always RPG lights first rather than the other class. Shout out to Usman for helping me make this video. If you want to be like Usman to help me in the next video, then make sure you join the Discord server. The link is in the comment section. Also, I can see how many people subscribe to each specific video. So if you subscribe, it will show me that you guys want to see more of this.